Flaming Meeple and Chris Francis.
Yo, what's happening?
He's actually the one that bought the game. I kind of passed over this and been looking at it, watching some other people play it, and I wish that I had backed it. So, since Chris, you own the game, you get to do the honors.
This, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, is Western Legends by Colossal Games. Colossal Games actually is an Atlanta-based game company at one point in time. They made the Omen trilogy, and they made a couple other games as well that are still on Kickstarter, and a couple that are coming. One is called Meso, about Mesoamerica, like the Aztecs and stuff like that.
I saw some stuff on Facebook about that.
And then they have another one that I backed, and I can't remember which one it was because I backed 100 of them in the past year and a half. So,
same.
This is a sandbox style game based in the Wild West.
Wild West.
Right on cue. The cool thing about this is that there are several different ways to play and several different ways to win. There, when you take a look at the box back here,
lots of goodies,
lots of good stuff in here. The box back is great. It shows you everything that's in it. It kind of shows you what gameplay is going to look like and all that. You've got some great characters in here. There's a little bit of history on some of the cards about some of the characters, like Annie Oakley and Wild Bill Hickok and the Hanging Judge and stuff like that as well. This is the Kickstarter edition, as you can tell, with the big star sticker.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that comes with, is it 2 expansions? Oh, I'll be darned. It has it right there.
Yes, it comes with 2 expansions. I don't even remember what the expansions are, to be perfectly honest with you, and it doesn't discern that on the back.
I believe they expand gameplay of the game.
So they do, yes. Very good. You're good at this game.
I try.
So I'm going to cut open, and we're going to get into this. I've got this in the mail about a week and a half ago, and I've been holding on to this actually about a week ago.
Yeah, about
just so that we could do this on camera for you guys, just like we did Song of Ice and Fire, which, by the way, we played it again, and it is an amazing game. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about this. All right.
Oh, this isn't on X video.
So we got Western Legends open, cracking open for the first time. It's got that new game smell.
I actually did that with Song of Ice and Fire rulebook. I walked around.
Yep.
It made Addie smell it. It was
so,
great.
The rulebook I really like. It's done in. What I like about it is that it's not done in that font throughout the whole book. It's in a typeset that's actually really good to read. It's very easy to discern and all. I've seen some of these before, but this is what mine looks like. Lots of pictures so Danny can understand it.
Yes.
It tells you what all the cards are and stuff like that. On the back, it has a scripted Western Legends first game. Kind of gives you an idea of what you're looking for, kind of to dot your I's and cross your T's on how to play the game.
Kind of like scenarios in
Imperial Assault.
Imperial Assault, yeah.
So the cool thing that you get, the first thing you see after you get to see the rulebook is the general store. And the general store is several pieces here. 1, 2. There should be one more piece. I think it's in here
maybe
somewhere.
Underneath the board.
Yeah, and basically this is where you hold all the cards on the side, like your revolvers and your horses and stuff like that. So this is actually, you build this as a card holder, and the way it works is that it actually will fit in here, put together after everything is set up. So this is really cool. This is the ginormous board. That's the insert.
It really saves you from having to go and spend $50, $70 on a separate insert for the game.
Yep. Sorry, Broken Token. This is what the board looks like.
Oh, wow. That is bigger than I was expecting.
Well, I mean, you haven't ever had anybody say that to you ever, have they?
No, haven't.
So you have your different points to start. Like you have your bandit points. You have like Dark Rock is where the main city. You have the ranches and all that, and then these little icons here are for like saloons or playing cards or general stores or the sheriff or banks and stuff like that. So there's several different ways to win. You can win by being a marshal and upholding the law, or you can be on the wanted track and breaking the law. You can be neutral for that matter. You can just be a cattle rancher and trying to move cattle from one place to the other and make money that way. They have places for your your decks, your $10 cards, your $20 cards. I think this is some of your special event cards and all that. Your point track is down here. Your starter game, I think like if I think they go up to like 15 or 16 points. I don't remember. It's like I think 16 points is the actual is where you win one of the games, but I don't remember that off the top of my head. But that was kind of cool. I like that. It's a beautiful board. They give you a bunch of baggies as well, in case you want to go to your crack dealer and help them out with inventory supplies and all that. This one we have here. This one is the actual pieces to the game, the miniatures, and each sculpt for the most part, from what I'm seeing here, is separate.
It's minis.
This looks like one of the. That's probably like Wild Bill Hickok because he's got two guns on him. These are smaller than your 28 millimeters. Here, I'm guessing these are 21 millimeters, is what I'm guessing.
Yeah, around 21, 25.
Yep.
About Space Marine size.
Yep. I'm trying to find Annie Oakley. There she is. Nope, that's one of the Native American ones. I can't remember. But that's always, and they all have different color rings, so that way when you're playing multiple characters, you can have different rings. Now you'll see some of them that will have gray rings. Those are going to be your bandits. And then I think there's one black ring for your man in black. There's Annie Oakley.
Yeah.
There's Annie Oakley right there. She was one of my favorites in history, so that was kind of cool. And then, so what else is this one? This one is, that's like Geronimo, if I remember right. That one just put out there. So, all kinds of neat little miniatures. You're going to have your normal cubes, just like in a standard in a standard Euro game, cubes and coins and everything for your normal gameplay. These are just where your trackers and stuff like that.
Actually, it appears we have Tonto and the Lone Ranger too.
It's possible. Now I know that they were actually thinking about doing.
Were they seriously thinking about doing that? Because I was just joking.
Yeah, I think they were actually. And
that's awesome.
But that might actually be in one of the things with one of the expansions here. Here's what I wanted to see.
Wow, they really do give you everything.
Check this out. These
are dice.
Are your dice. These are ginormous dice.
Easy for us old folks to see.
They're engraved and they are painted on the inside, so they look really, really good.
Are they weighted in my favor?
Probably not, but they are weighted.
Okay, so far I got $sign and some kind of shield.
Yep.
We can keep them.
Yep. We have your standard tokens. You have your legendary point tokens, and then you have gold nugget and money tokens and stuff like that in here. Your first player marker, which is your sheriff shield, which is kind of cool. Then you have your gold nuggets. Getting gold and mining is yet another way to win the game. Again, this is completely a sandbox game. And these are kind of plastic chunky nuggets for your gold. They look
nice.
They're in different shapes, too. Well, maybe the same shape, but...
No, those are definitely different
kind of
shapes.
Funky.
Yeah.
Why do the lights go off in there?
Because Mary climbed up and turned off the lights.
Okay. Should we be concerned?
Probably. Power of toddlers. Go back on.
Let's see.
And off.
We'll hold off on these two because I think those are actually the expansions. You have the instructions on how to put together the general store, and then you have neat. So these are NPC sheets and player sheets that tell you about the different poker hands and all. Because one of the actions in here is that when you are doing battles with other people, it is done through poker hands. And it also has a pretty good explanation what the player's turn is and all that as well. I wish that these were made out of a cardboard as opposed to a paper because you can see that they kind of get gnarled, but I might know somebody who can laminate them to keep them safe that way. That would be you. Yep. And then these are the player boards. And these player boards are great because they actually resemble a saddlebag. You can use either side here. And it will have a spot for a weapon and a mount and money and up to 3 items. And then this is where your individual deck will go. And if you have any legendary tokens, they would go there as well. If you have any wounds, they would go there. That's what the little chit's there for. And I think there's 6 of these. 1, 2,
Looks like it.
3, 4,
4,
5,
5,
6.
6.
Yeah, 6 of them. And they all have different colored backgrounds so that they can match the color of the rounds that you have
It's
here.
helpful because the game is 2 to 6 players,
Yes.
as it says on the box.
Yep. So that's cool. I like that. We'll probably put together that thing while we're eating or whatever.
Yeah.
So these are the expansions, and the 2 expansions are called The Good, the Bad, and the Handsome, or also known as The Good, the Bad, and the Francis. And this one is called Fistful of Extras. And this is actually a bigger expansion because it does come with the dice bag as well as other miniatures. And I think this is actually where we find all the stuff for the Lone Ranger and stuff like that as well.
Okay, cool.
So let me see if I can pop that in here. Now, if you've noticed, there's one thing that we haven't gotten to in the base game.
What's that?
Where are all the cards?
You know, that's a good point.
Well, the answer is they're under here.
Oh, okay.
I got an email from them after they sent everything out saying, hey, all the cards are underneath. Don't think that we didn't send them. So this is where you have your $10 cards, and you have some of the character cards in there as well. And that's what the back of the event deck looks like, and some more money. And then you have this is all stuff that goes in the general stores, like your maps and your guns and your saddles and stuff like that. And then you have your player cards that will all have abilities on them, like that one's Annie Oakley right there. And then you'll also have some of your scenario cards in there, like game winning and all that. And if you notice, they all have backs to them that look like playing cards.
I have a question.
Decks. Yep.
This is the Wild Wild West, right?
Yep.
Wild West.
Yep, you already done that.
Is there a brothel in this town?
Yes.
All that matters. I'm going to own that brothel. I will be the pimp of the Wild West.
There actually is a way in there that you can win the game by actually running the brothel.
Are you serious?
Because there's an entertainment path.
You get an STD, and you get an STD.
Well, it's one of those things where basically, like, if you can, you get legendary points for throwing parties as well.
Okay.
And you do that at one of the brothels.
Okay.
So, yeah. So I'm gonna put the box away here. We'll open a couple of these. Let's open the small one first.
Yeah.
This one is The Good, the Bad, and the Francis.
You going to hell for that lie.
Well, I mean, well, also probably can't open this thing because I'm not smart enough to.
Yeah, you need someone a little stronger.
This plastic is legit. There we go.
Do you want me to start that one for you?
Yeah, you mean that one? Might as well. All right. So it's going to come with an expansion box that again will fit in the box with everything.
One tug.
Killing my players.
Giggity.
Shut up. Way to go, One Tug Jug. Then it tells you a little bit about some of the rules, what comes in it, and some of the new story cards and some of the rules that come with it. So this one is a super small expansion. This one is just going to give you some extra character cards, including Hanging Judge Roy Bean. And then it has some other like scenario cards and stuff like that in there. So nothing super special here. But it just basically makes the gameplay a little bit bigger and a little bit more broad, if you will. It has different things for legendary items and all that as well, so it's actually kind of cool. The big one, though, we keep on looking out the window, is Fistful of Extras.
Fistful of Extras.
And this one is the big one. They should have made this into one expansion, and it would have been perfectly fine. There's my girl Annie Oakley again. I really think I'm actually related to her. I have Oakley in my family tree somewhere, so that's why I've always wanted to learn about her. Got some more of the minis. You want to go ahead and do that one tug jug?
Oh yes.
And then
I will gladly open minis.
They even have legendary horses in here as well, like Sarge there, where he's a little bit more expensive than the normal horse, but you get certain abilities with him where he moves a little bit more. You have if you're Alan Pinkerton, which is one of the big bankers of the time. He has his own track as well that he can use. Again, more of the story cards and the royalty and the bounty cards about bandits and stuff like that. So it does there's a lot to this game. And then you have the dice bag, which looks like a little, or actually I think this is meant for your gold
pieces.
nuggets, gold pieces, whatever. So,
Those minis.
yep.
Yeah, there's some
Yep.
better images of the minis.
Yep. Take a look at those. Yeah, that's right. You said it.
And girls are in the family room giving their input, turning on and off the lights.
Those are cool. So you're gonna see. I mean, they're basic plastic minis. You can still see some of the lines in them and all that. What's it called?
Flashing.
Flashing in it, and that's okay. They're bent a little bit here and there and all that.
Easy fix for that. Just
Easy
dunk them in
fixes
some
and
hot
all that.
water.
Here's some of the character cards, like Alan Pinkerton, and it tells you a little about his special ability. But on the back of them, gives you a little history about him, like I was telling you. That's really cool, so you can learn about some of these guys. We have, like, Bat Masterson, who was in the Battle to OK Corral, and Belle Starr, who was one of the rodeo shooters, and then Buffalo Bill Cody, and Isom Dart, who was one of the original Cowboys.
Okay.
And Pearl Hart, and then you have some of the Joker cards that have different bonuses in them as well. But a lot of the gameplay is based around
actual figures from the Old West.
Figures from the Old West. You run out?
Back to
Okay.
that one.
So the game is basically based around a lot of the figures of the Old West, but at the same time, it's completely sandbox. So if you wanted to be a marshal and round up the bad guys and keep them from robbing the banks and stealing the cattles and winching the girls, by all means do it. But if you wanted to go down a more fun path, you could do that as well. So haven't had a chance to play this yet, as you can see, because we've just opened it. But I've been waiting for this one for over a year. Here's some of the other action cards that when you fill these cards up, you get that many marshal points, or you get that many benefits or whatever. So I'm really looking forward to this.
I'm excited to play this tonight.
We will probably get this open tonight, and we'll probably have a review of it soon, I hope. But in the meantime, that's all I've got. Thank you for watching.
That's it.